Has Snoop Dogg known what Diddy was doing all these years? Because he's been really quiet since Diddy got into it with the feds, and now they're saying Suge has some dirt that could really hurt him, his family, and his whole reputation. But let's talk first about the whole switch-up Snoop pulled on Diddy, because, man, it's been phenomenal to just watch.
I didn't make it happen, and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house, and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, "Cuz, what time you going home?" And he like, "I'm spending the night." I'm like, "Did you tell your dad?" He like, "Nah, my mom dropped me off." So Kim, rest in peace, was connecting my kids with Puff kids, and they formed a friendship and a bond. When Justin went to UCLA, my son went to UCLA. When Christian was rapping, my son was rapping. When he was modeling, they was flying over the world together. So they forged a friendship and a brotherhood that me and Puff always had.
It would be crazy to think that Snoop didn't know what Diddy and his sons were up to, because when we just talk about what Diddy's sons were charged with, it's wild. And then we have Diddy in more than 2 decades of pure craziness that has been a running gag in the industry from the very beginning. I'm talking about the freak-offs, I'm talking about tapes of the freak-offs, I'm talking about tapes that Suge might or might not have kept as collateral against Snoop and Diddy, tapes that he is now to release. Yeah, you heard that right. Word on the street, Snoop is sweating buckets because Suge is allegedly to release Diddy tapes that involve Snoop and could ruin his whole reputation, his whole career, everything.
I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's defending him.
You're
right.
Guys at Interscope.
You're right.
Okay,
Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
This thing goes deep enough to beg serious questions. Like, if Suge really had tapes on Snoop and Diddy, why did he wait this long to leak them? Like, something doesn't feel right. You feel me? And while we're on that, we probably should also ask how Snoop and Diddy got this close, especially for those of us in the back, because the 90s were not that far back. And back then, it was really intense between the East Coast and West Coast rap scenes. At the center of it all, Bad Boys Diddy on the East and Death Row Suge on the West. And under Suge were Snoop and Tupac at the time. It really was a rivalry between Diddy and Suge. Started off when their labels started throwing shots at each other, but the big spark came with Tupac joining Death Row. He took things to the next level, calling out Biggie, Diddy, and the whole Bad Boy crew on wax. Snoop, already on Death Row, was kind of brought into that tension, and it got serious real quick. You see, Snoop already had a reputation of always playing it safe, especially after he beat a case that would have put him behind bars forever. But long story short, he had to be a part of this rivalry. Man had no choice. And by the late months of '95, the rivalry had gotten to a point where it wasn't just about music anymore. It had turned into a full-blown war, split right down the middle of the United States coastlines. Fans were choosing sides, rappers were throwing jabs, and violence was just another dish on the menu. After Tupac's tragic death in '96 and Biggie's in '97, Snoop started feeling like the beef wasn't worth it anymore. He reached out to bury the hatchet, understanding they'd lost too much already. Suge was furious about this decision. Diddy was open to it too, and both Diddy and Snoop became tight while Suge battled legal issues that would eventually end up with him behind bars. Meanwhile, both Diddy and Snoop started supporting each other's projects, showing love publicly, and even did some collabs. And now there's a chance that one of those collabs might have been a freak-off, or even a couple. Now y'all must understand that there are no absolutes. Nothing I'm gonna say is set in stone till the tapes drop. But doesn't it surprise you that Snoop has been really quiet about Diddy ever since the feds came for him? It's like Suge said earlier, no one's defending Puffy. And that's weird, because before the feds came knocking on the Combs' front door, you couldn't get Snoop to shut up about the man. I'm talking since as far back as the late 90s. And if you're looking for more recent examples, y'all just have to go back to 2017 and trace the line all the way down. Back in 2017, Snoop and Martha Stewart hosted a show, Hot Luck Dinner Party, where they got stars to eat with celebrity guests, play games with them, and just catch up. On one of those episodes that year, they had Diddy and Usher on, and Diddy revealed right there that he hadn't seen Usher in a while.
This is fun. This is a lot of
It's
fun.
nothing like fellowshipping, you know?
Right.
So we see each other around, but we don't get it. Usher, how you been, man? I've been seeing you so long.
How much did we drink?
Hey, Nate, hey, Diddy, you go.
They don't even know what's going on. You trying to say something, Usher?
I'm trying to say something.
What do you want to say?
I don't know if I should, but I'm
What?
trying.
Well, we drank a little bit, you drank a lot.
Did y'all see how quickly Usher changed to that topic? How the homie smoothly went with the flow? You know what that reminds me of? It reminded me of 2 incidents. The first one is cringingly similar and had Diddy making the same accusations to Justin Bieber.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you
Right,
doing?
young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
good.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you tried to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mhm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 55.
Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Everyone who's been around Diddy has wanted to just disappear from the man, and Usher was no different. And I'm not gonna take us down the Usher-Diddy rabbit hole, because if you know, you know that Diddy exposed Usher to things when he was a kid that no kid should have been exposed to. And this isn't a rumor. Usher confirmed it himself on the Howard Stern podcast.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
So you gotta ask, if Usher could say he wouldn't want his kids around Puff, why was Snoop comfortable with his sons around the same man? Well, he gave a type of answer to that question in 2019 when he was on The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne. Snoop kept talking about collaborating with the Diddler, so it wasn't too surprising when in 2020, dead in the middle of the pandemic, they got on an IG Live where they glazed each other like cream on a Dunkin' Donut.
Snoop, you've been in the love frequency and vibration for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like you pulled me in, when we went on tour. A lot of people don't know me and Snoop, we're friends from way back when y'all thought it was the East Coast, West Coast beat. That's like one of my friends.
Yes,
now
sir.
this is my brother. Like, we've stayed friends. Snoop would come drive by my house in an unmarked car, pick me up, and we just drive around LA and just talk. And he's one of my closest friends. And I want people to know that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we know that now, even though, like I said already, and I'll say it again, Snoop's been really quiet since the feds came knocking. Now, I know there are a lot of folks that love Snoop. The man's got a squeaky clean image, and he's the industry's favorite mascot. But we gotta ask real questions, because we don't worship celebrities over here. When y'all look at the roster of what they're accusing Diddy of, it's difficult not to ask these questions. They're saying he messed around with 10-year-olds. He's got more than 100 folks, both women and men, that say he assaulted them as far back as the 90s when they were still